We are live. Woo-hoo-hoo. Today is June 12th, 2024. I'm Sue with Awakened Stories. I'm here with King Smarty. Hey, Smarty, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How y'all doing? How
Doing
you
great.
doing?
I think pretty much everyone that's watching this is pretty excited.
Everybody should be excited. I mean, like
Yes.
everybody. If you ain't excited, something wrong with you.
Agreed. So in the past, I think it's been maybe 2 weeks since we last talked, but we're up to 100,000 teen angels that have been released. Is that correct? Right. Okay.
Yep. You froze up, but yes, 100,000 armadas have been released.
100,000 armadas, not teams.
Well, you can call them teams, but they're big teams.
Oh, because an armada is generally fleets, multiple fleets. So we are talking shit tons of angels.
Well, you have to understand that it's not just Earth that they're covering.
Okay.
They're covering the Earth, the galaxy, and the universe. So when we open up and release them, they're covering just about everything everywhere.
Okay. And what is the mission of the last, say, 100,000 armadas? Like what do you see them as focusing on?
Well, they're focusing on everything that everybody else is concerned about, everything that the other angels couldn't take care of or needed backup with.
Yeah, okay.
So their focus is to just get everything done, get the healings done, get the wealth transfer done, get the dark ones eliminated. If you guys focus, you guys can see them literally flying around you, literally like. So it's only a matter of time before they start making themselves known in a bigger type of way. So that's happening. Not only them, but also the angelic forces. I mean, not the angelic forces.
Galactic.
The galactic forces. Just last night, Daddy had us begin phase 1 of uncloaking. So you're talking about a in your face type of uncloaking. And there's things happening all around us that are showing everybody that we are on the right track. For instance, they just sent me a video of the Russian ship in our coast, and it's like Putin's on our side. So what you guys worried about?
Okay. That was actually one of my questions, so thank you.
Well, yeah, I mean, considering that we are in the battle with satanic Israelis who've taken over the U.S., what do you worry about? If their target is pedophiles, what are you guys worried about? Are you a fucking pedophile?
No.
Okay. Okay, so if you're not a pedophile, if you haven't been involved with, governments taking over governments and CIA taking over shit, then you have nothing to worry about. Plus, there's some guy in Destin, Florida, who's just itching to evaporate shit. So there ain't nothing to worry about.
Okay, excellent news. In addition to the angelics, so what we're going to see then is we're going to see an increased amount or availability of ships in the air daytime and night all over. There's going to be more and more people seeing it, more video available, more footage of all sorts of interesting things. It's going to be it is so exciting. So,
right. And
yeah.
things are happening in your face, and you just don't realize that it's happening.
Yeah.
I'm known to teleport right in front of people and just still look like I was there the whole time. And more evidence of that is coming out. So you're going to start seeing the actual full evidence of us being able to pop up and disappear, take care of shit, eliminate, replace, remove, destroy, heal, you name it.
Boom.
You're going to see it up in
Yeah.
your face,
Yeah.
and there's nothing nobody can do about it. And you know, they're going to have to admit that the guy that I just talked about in Destin, Florida, is the Supreme Commander. It's like, oh shit, he's for real. Not to mention, Daddy's got me running around this area healing people, like people are just. I got people in tears when I'm walking around, okay, because I'm healing them.
Fabulous. It's fabulous. Fabulous news. Yeah. And the consciousness level has been raised multiple times. Like, I know. Yeah. And when you told us before, when the consciousness level raises, it's not just Earth, it's everywhere. Every planet,
Everywhere,
everywhere. So
everywhere.
only a good thing. It can only bring the good stuff here, you know?
That's right. Absolutely. The consciousness and the love vibration, the energy is increasing.
Yeah.
So you remember 4 or 5 years ago when I would say, I can't wait for everybody to know shit. That way I don't have to say a word.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk by and people gonna be like, oh, that's him right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then you can call me whatever you want to call me. I don't care. You're gonna feel me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Fabulous. Fabulous
Yep.
news. Thank you. Thank you for all your work. I know you work constantly, 24/7, awake or asleep, you know, constantly. And you don't
Multiple, yeah,
stray from the path ever.
multiple dimensions, multiple, worlds, planets, you name it, I'm doing it.
Yep. Cool. Cool. All right. Can you tell us the story of Ryan Garcia? What happened to him and why were they doing it?
It's just a typical, he's talking too much. Let's snatch him up. Let's kill him. Let's clone him. Let's do all this fancy shit that we're used to doing. And unfortunately, for them, and fortunate enough for Ryan, he's already gained favor with Daddy and I. So nothing's going to happen to him.
Right. Right.
We went in and replaced the doctors, all the medical, the instruments that they were trying to use, everything.
Right.
And
So
yes, there is an insider job doing this. That's how it happened in the first place.
So that's been handled as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Status of David Adair. I know he was attacked quite heavily recently. He's doing better.
Yeah, he's not going nowhere. But what Dad said was an assassination attempt, which doesn't surprise me because of the certain people he talks to,
Yes.
who claim they're good guys, and they're not.
Got it.
He's also lost a couple of he's lost a couple of pounds, which I already knew because that was going to happen anyway. So he thinks it was because of his problems, but it wasn't. It was Dad. He's going to stay with us until his job is done, and after his job is done, he may decide to leave or not. And when I mean by that, I mean leaving the planet to go elsewhere and visit or whatever, not death, because death is done. Death is over.
Okay.
The only ones that are experiencing death are the ones that have agreements with Dad, and they get to move on to the next level before the massive change take place. Once the massive change take place, there won't be no more death because we all understand and are beginning to understand how frequencies work. With frequencies, we can come in and out of dimension, which is what I'm proving every day. Let me get this call real quick.
All right.
What's up, young man?
You are my brother. Daddy said call, and then he also said ask about Amy.
All right, we taking care of that, and I'm on the phone with Sue, so hit everything we gotta hit, and I'll have them contact her in a couple minutes.
All right, that was the second question. Okay, and Blue.
Done.
All right.
All right.
Love
Everything else good. Put the heat on everybody that needs the heat and expose everybody that needs to be exposed. And reinforce phase one.
Done.
Yeah, phase one is moving into phase two. Anyway, everything in blue, that is super heat, super sauce, and super soup, hot soup, and green.
Done.
All right, that's all we got.
All right, we're good. I'll give you a call in a little bit.
All right, love you, bro.
All right, love you, bro. Bye-bye.
Did he just say we're going into phase two?
You heard it.
I'm sweating. Oh my God. Okay, what does phase two look like? Even more and more and more revealing?
We about to find out now, aren't we?
I guess we are. So everyone be ready with the cameras, right?
Yeah. Well, you could be ready with the cameras if you want to, but they know when you don't have your phone and they pop up even more.
Yeah. That's my problem. Usually it's across the room or whatever. But yeah, that's so exciting. So exciting.
I know. It happened to us in the backyard. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Wow. That is exciting. All right. So we've got some of our famous good guys being molested. Ryan Garcia, David Adair, a lot of the other ones, and you stepped in and they're now living free, we'll call it. They're free range again.
Well, yeah, that's exactly the case, and it's more of us. There's a whole bunch of us that Daddy's bringing to the table that we're having to reveal who we are in a way where, bam, just all over. and then they're like, "Oh shit, is this for real?" Yeah, it's for real.
So cool. So cool.
And then we start doing things to show them that this is very real. So it's like, oh shit.
So exciting.
The time of beating around the bush is over with. I've been coming out myself saying all these things. And when certain people come along and Daddy has me just throw up all over them, all the information, right? It's because they were already prepared for it. And we just validated a bunch of stuff for them. So that's happening more and more every day.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone watch for the changes out there. Just observe and participate, of course. But okay, right. I'm just going to burn through the list. Benjamin Fulford, maybe a couple of weeks ago, said there's a group that is going to disperse the money and create and decide on the projects. Well, that's not true in the way he thinks it is.
Well, there is a group, however, it's us.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like he always claims it's the white hats. Everyone uses the term white hats. Nobody really knows who they are. Blue hats. Okay. All right. How many times did Hillary kill Bill?
I think it was like 7 times.
Shoot.
Yeah, she done cloned his ass after he, cheated and killed him a bunch of times because of him cheating or her cheating and her not having her way and blah blah blah. But everybody knows it. That's in the Secret Service and all that stuff. They all know it.
Wow.
They've been using the cloning technology for years now, and now it's coming out.
Right. There's that video of George H.W. Bush. It's called something like George Bush Bad Sushi, something like that, where he basically falls, he dies, and the Secret Service cover him up, and then they pop out with a new clone, like, oh, I'm fine. And it's so blatant how they've done that,
Yeah, well, since we took those cloning abilities from them, they are now doing mask and CGI. So what happens when they no longer have their mask and CGI?
Truth.
You get bloopers.
Bloopers. Yeah. Okay. All right. You know how we were talking multiple times about like you can be asleep or you can blip out for a second or whatever, and you can go to, let's say, another planet, another reality, doesn't matter where. And it seems like time is months, days, years there on the other side. Okay, so then you blip back in and it's only been a second. Okay. So I was thinking about the chambers, and you basically said it'll be 1 to 3 minutes per person. And then we're gonna come back in with our full memories, consciousness increased, of course, the body, the whole thing. So is the way it works, we're in the chamber and we blip, and then we might spend whatever months to learn all this stuff or to, understand it and upgrade our consciousness. And then we come back and it's only been 3 minutes. Is that the way it's gonna work?
That's a possibility, but it's a lot easier than that. You just merge into yourself.
Okay, so we don't like have to go to school or classes to regain those memories and to increase our consciousness.
No, the first ones, those of us are chosen to do this shit. So we're going to be the first ones to do it.
Okay.
And then the next ones will have to educate everybody else. But us, the ones that are specifically tasked for these type of missions, we already have everything. We're just waiting for the final go.
Right. Right. Okay.
And
Good.
the chambers are already in position. However, they haven't fully manifested.
Okay. It's getting closer.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Good news. But I was just wondering if that was the way it worked, because I know we're going to have classes and education and all that, but we don't have to worry about it. We're just going to go through our process and we'll all get what we need. We'll get the education, the information that we need when we need it. So we have to trust a little. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Everything is building your trust and faith. Smarty's faith. I trust Daddy, and some of the stuff that I have to do is uncomfortable, right? But I have to do it, and I don't care what anybody says because I have faith that Daddy's way is the best way.
Right.
Not only do I have faith, I know it is, so I'm going to continue to do it.
Right. Okay.
Not everybody will agree with it, but who are you?
Right.
So it is what it is.
You've told us after the chambers that your voice and sense of humor and all of that will be the same. So we'll recognize you. Of course, you've put pictures of what you'll look out there, and we'll know it's you. So the question is,
I may even videotape it.
I think we should, because that's going to be a pivotal moment in history. Pivotal moment.
We shall see what Daddy lets us do now, won't we?
Yeah.
That'll shut everybody the fuck up.
I guess it was. We'll have that 24/7 on the TV, right?
Yeah. And then right after I get out, I'll be like, hey, what's up, you old ass motherfuckers? Let's go.
Okay. So the question was, have you always had this voice and sense of humor and attitude, let's say, throughout every incarnation, or I don't know if that's a good way to say it. Every time you have a body here on Earth and throughout the universe, is it always the same, or do you evolve as well?
It's always the same. It's always been the same. It's just, depending on what dimension or what era we were in when we were popping in and out.
Yeah.
We would talk differently too. But we always did the same thing. We always had the same tools. We always, it was the same thing. So, that's why I laugh when people say, you can't be this person or you can't be that person, or what are these medical wands about? And blah, blah, blah. They've been existing forever, and we're reintroducing it back to the people.
And they're not even all full powered yet, right?
Exactly. Just like I had to reintroduce myself to the people, because otherwise, you get a bunch of ships in the skies and say, hey, what's going on? Everybody just dropped dead.
Yeah, well, you've got the tinfoil hat ones, and then you've got the ones that are like, we're gonna observe and learn, and then you've got the ones that are in fear, but it's better this way.
Well, the ones because of all the work that we're doing,
Yeah,
and that's everybody, because there's people out there that disagree with what I'm saying and doing. However, they're still posting about Galactics, Angelics, videotaping spacecrafts and all that. At the end of the day, it's going to be revealed that they are mine, right? So they've that's why we never lose, because we win. It's a win-win for us. You can say whatever you want about me. At the end of the day, you're going to have to come back to me and either apologize or stay all the way over there.
yeah, yeah.
So it's the ones that are very, very afraid are obviously the ones that are doing all the harmful shit and trying to keep this matrix or this reality in place, which is not happening. It's over for them, including the U.S. government, military, Trump teams, all of them. It's over. It's over. Last time I checked, this was Daddy's planet. So and your intelligence ain't intelligent at all.
Okay, cool. So about roughly a week ago, you said you, like, we'll call it, beamed into the mountain where the real Trump was at, okay? And you talked with him and they were afraid. So I know we've had JFK Jr. who saw Trump die or he saw a body in 89. Okay. So he was told that was the original Trump, but you have implied to me before that he's out running around the real one. And then we've got the guys out in the public's eye. So is the real Trump, is he running the US government? I guess is the first question.
I'd say no to that. Only because Daddy is. They do take advice from him, and the same for the generals. The generals take advice from Trump. Trump takes advice from them. Blah blah blah. So they're like, what do you call it? A team. They're like a team and shit, right? They call him commander in chief and all that shit. But at the end of the day, the man's got dirt on him too. And if he didn't, why would Daddy have me expose him?
Yeah, so I guess that leads to my next question. Like, we know that there's a lot of stuff and there's a lot of game playing with this whole Trump thing. And I know we're talking about the whole political system in the US being changed to something better and more unique. But I guess I'm just curious to see what happened. Like, you beamed in, what did you say to those guys and how did they react?
Well, like I said, they were scared. We popped in on them, told them they got to get things done and stop waiting for this bullshit shit show. End the shit show. And they didn't think we can penetrate their mechanisms and systems because of the Galactics giving them certain abilities, right? Or certain not techniques, but certain equipment that were able to trap entities, right? Imagine trapping your creator.
Okay.
It's not happening. That being said, all of the world's leaders all around the world are coming to terms that they have to relinquish everything to the king of the planet, and that would be me.
Okay.
Now, why would I say that if it wasn't a real thing? Okay, so there's a lot of things that I haven't fully told everybody, and it doesn't really matter at this point. But, or should I say, however, everything is going according to Dad's will, and that's the reason why he's given me the abilities to evaporate. I know I use the word kill, and he don't want me to use it, but that's what happens to you. Your ass dies, and I kill you. Or I evaporate you. So I told Dad I would try to tone that down.
So when someone is evaporated, they're basically sent to source directly, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, and then yes, and then he has his way with them. Depending on what they did, we send them to Daddy, and then Daddy will have us send to Pebble Valley, blah blah blah. So it's like pow, pow, and then wop wop wop, send them over there, send them over there, send them over there. So that's what we do. So when you hear the things that you're losing your soul over what you've been doing, that's the truth.
Okay.
You're not coming back for a long, long, long time. Who knows how long? You may not even come back.
So that was kind of my question. Do these beings like in Pebble Valley still have their soul slash consciousness? I don't know how you want to, but Daddy does evaporate permanently some of them, so they will never come back ever to anywhere.
Yeah, it's called the unmentionable, so we don't even mention it.
Okay. So not a good place to be, but that's for the really bad guys that have been really messing up the whole universe, I assume. Not
Well,
just,
yeah, think about it. If I'm 600 trillion billion years old, whatever you want to call it, 600 billion roughly. So there's lots of older individuals that are not so nice. So those individuals that are not so nice, yeah, I saw that. Those individuals that are not so nice are never coming back.
yeah.
Ever, and they're contained in such a way where they can't even leave where they're going.
Okay.
And then as far as the ethers is so crowded, we had to expand it multiple times. Imagine your body being taken and then putting inside of Jello, and you're suspended like this, and it gets even worse. The milk dud shit.
And that's still happening.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
They're running out of time. They're running out of everything. It's like you guys fucked up. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Like I was just telling individuals today how you shouldn't be frustrated with the process, because when we are done, we won't have nothing to worry about at all. We'll be able to rebuild the earth with nothing in the way, because I've done evaporated them all for their choices. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. I love that. Yeah.
So I made that clear to my guys, the teammates, that this is the case.
Right. Okay.
We all had a meeting this morning too, and we're thinking about lowering the prices of the acids just to get more out there.
Oh, okay. Historical assets. So if anyone's interested to contact you.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. And so doing that, in the future is going to help, like you're going to be spreading the wealth, but it helps by having selected individuals who are, we'll call good, spread the wealth in their area, their causes, their this, their that. And many
Right.
people already have funds from, the currency or the other project-based things, but this is like big time money that they'll have. So if you're interested, contact Smarty there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
Great.
there's so many other things, but this is the beginning of it all. Plus, we've confiscated lots of stuff from all the dark forces, and it will be redistributed.
Right.
Daddy has a hold on that too, because he wants everybody to know that it all has to go through me, every single fucking penny. So if you haven't heard it, you just did.
Okay. Right. All right, and very important there. And it's for the people. It's not just to lay around and eat bonbons,
Right, which is another reason why it hasn't been released to certain people, or it's not in circulation yet, because those individuals that wanted to hoard it for their own gain or their own agenda
Right.
are also being wiped out. So you see, there's good and there's bad according to them. Well,
Yeah.
I don't care about good and bad. I care about doing daddy's work.
Okay.
Because these guys are bad as shit over here, and then these guys are good. In 1 minute, they could get bad. You get all this wealth, and you don't know what to do with it. Next thing you know, you're doing bad shit too.
Right.
So
right.
we're going to put it into the hands of the people that daddy chooses, daddy selected before you was even born, to get the wealth out to the people in such a way where you won't be questioned.
Cool.
That's what's happening.
Cool. Because you had told us before, there's going to be, I think you said the number was roughly 20,000 people receiving massive funding, but roughly half of them will lose their money because they're doing the wrong thing with it. And this was a while ago, so that might have changed, but just kind of putting it out there, don't do the wrong thing, right?
Yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it. Don't fuck around and find out the hard way.
Yeah. So
I don't have a problem with that.
back to Trump, this whole conviction thing and all the drama, is that just a distraction or is that part of the game right now?
That's part of their game.
Yeah, okay.
You got a cesspool of shit happening over here, and then you got these guys in the fucking mountains, not knowing what to do next because the dark forces were like octopuses, right? They're everywhere. So that's one of the reasons why it's taking long for them to even act. My position has always been do what daddy tells you to do, and you watch how other things take place.
Yep. Okay.
People don't know what daddy's going to do for them when you do what you're told. Now, if you do what you're told, then doors will open up for you. And this goes for everybody, not just for them. So as far as them, it's looking really, really bad for them because they hear me, they see me, they think I'm full of shit until something really, really bad happens to one of them where there's only one way they could have survived it. So.
Okay. So we're seeing like all these P. Diddy videos come out. You just shared one the other day with Hunter Biden dragging a girl down the hall of a hotel room. So the hotels have been covering this stuff up for a really long time is really the bottom line.
Well, the hotel industry has been a part of it. Most of them have tunnels underneath them.
Right.
So, they've been a part of it. And depending on how much you pay somebody, you can get away with murder, literally. Not to mention the court system is involved in it too. The only reason why it's all coming out is because daddy's putting the right people in the right places at the right fucking time to get it done.
Right. Consciousness increase. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So, that's why it's going to be like pow, 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 back to 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 back.
Okay. Cool.
Even the whole Israel bullshit. Everybody turned their back on fucking whatever the fuck his real name is. BB, right?
Netanyahu.
That's not even his real name. So
I know.
Everybody's turning their back on him.
Yeah.
And it's like nobody else is being told, all right, the gig is up, man. We're done. So what's going to happen is those individuals in the battlefield, that's where they're going to stay. And then everybody that they tortured and did all this shit to are going to return because that's dad's will.
Okay, good. And so that's winding down a little bit, I think.
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
They already lost. They just don't want to admit it.
Right.
And you literally have rogue individuals bombing shit still.
Right.
Because they're getting a high off of it. I wonder why.
Bad. Okay. We've talked before about Obama as being, we'll call him Agent O in Galactic sting operation. Okay. So he's a double agent for the Galactic Forces, as you've said before, right? Okay.
Yep.
Was he ever replaced? Somebody asked about, he was the Supreme Commander of the Syrian forces, and she wanted to know if he was replaced.
That is true. Yes, he was replaced, but we got the real one also. All the clones have been taken out.
Boom. Okay. And then the question was he working under Ashtar or with Ashtar, and did he expose Ashtar for whatever he did?
The answer is yes, but they were all working underneath me, which is why Ashtar was also demoted.
Okay. He's still working with you, but in a lesser position.
Yes, the same thing happened to Angels recently too.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. So we'll learn stories in more detail in the future, I assume.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. All right.
Everything you guys want to know will be available. Right now, we are, we're getting ready to end this shit show.
Right.
And then, as we celebrate and rebuild, all the information of who we really are,
Yeah.
will come to light.
Okay. So somebody asked if the archangels are dark and working for the Galactic Federation like Ashtar.
No.
Okay. So there's no fake or dark archangels.
No.
Okay.
There are angels that have also been demoted, but once you're demoted, you're no longer an angel.
Okay. Good to know.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
What was in the envelope at George Bush's funeral a few years ago? There's selected bad guys got envelopes, and everyone, that was fun to watch, wasn't it? Do you know what was on those cards that they got?
Of course I do.
Okay.
What did you see shortly after that? Didn't you see all the boots?
The what?
The boots. The cast. Those
Okay.
were subpoenas.
Okay.
Military subpoenas, by the way.
Wow, they give them to him at the funeral. That was fun to watch. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, because I did see some video and they had different messages. So everyone's got their own opinion and, different intel providers, blah, 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 so
Right.
thank you for saying that. How cool is that?
Yeah, Daddy told us the same day it happened because me and B were like, okay, what's this shit? And Daddy said it's subpoenas. Okay.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So we're going to see the tribunals someday.
Yeah. You're gonna see the past ones and the current ones and the future ones. Yeah. And remember, I've always said that you're also going to see the Galactic Tribunals too.
Yeah.
So it's all coming out.
Yeah.
Everything I told y'all was real.
That's why when we see all these intel providers say such and such has happened and all that, of course, they haven't been with us for years, so there's usually a, distraction, or they want to position themselves as someone that knows everything. There's always a reason for it, yeah, just fun.
I don't know why you want to do that, because I don't want to know everything.
Yeah. Well, those guys are trying to make themselves authority figures. So
well, maybe if you were healing people and doing what I'm doing, you'd probably be more believable. But since you're not.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is I already know the answer, but why are some people sick with cancer? Okay. So we've got people still receiving chemotherapy, radiation therapy, getting the diagnosis. What are the reasons that people could be sick? And we already know that doctors are, coming up with these because they need money, or that's the way they need to keep in business, right? They need to keep. But the problem is some people are legit sick. So can you address that, I guess?
The reason why the people are legitimately sick is because the people don't understand that all they have to do is change the way they think and their body will be alkaline. Imagine that. Imagine if you knew you was energy, and if you just raised your vibration, you wouldn't be sick any fucking more.
Right.
What do you think all my tools and devices and holograms are? They're energy,
Right.
okay? And their energy frequency is designed to a specific element, illness, whatever you want to call it. So when you consume it, you charge your water, you put a charm on, you charge the water and food with the charm, you're consuming energy. And the energy is to annihilate or destroy what's plaguing the body.
Right.
So this is why they don't want you to know that you are energy and you can just change your health by the way you think. And if you have the right stuff, you can be cured. They don't want you to know this shit. So that's why the people are sick, because nobody's educating them the way we are.
Right. Well, the problem is we have a belief system that we age, we get sick, blah, 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 and then we die. And it's very strongly ingrained. I mean, that's what we've observed our whole life. It's in every movie, every book, every show. So it, you know, it's part of our belief system.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So that's another thing, because they believe that they're sick, they stay sick.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard once somebody say, once you receive a diagnosis, it becomes yours. Okay. So once a doctor says you have cancer, you've got this, you've got that, it's in your brain. And even if you might not 100% believe it, you're going to start working on that, manifesting the symptoms of that illness. Right.
Yeah, because people don't understand how their words and their thoughts manifest their reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the cabal, right? Lawyers, doctors, whatever, you know what I mean. They're all a part of the same fucking group.
Right.
So they know you more than you know yourself.
Right.
And they designed it in such a way where they tell you these things, you die, and then they also know that your birth certificate is a part of it too. So they instill it in you, saying you're going to die in 2 weeks.
Right. Right.
And then as soon as you die in 2 weeks, then the same cabal gets to cash on your birth certificate.
They get that money, and then when you reincarnate into the system, you get a new birth certificate, social security number, blah, blah, blah. Same system over and over and over.
Over and over and over and over and over. And that system is dead in the water right now, literally.
That is reason for celebration.
Yes, it is. That's why we celebrate. That's why Daddy tells me to celebrate. I'll celebrate.
Right. Right.
Plain and simple.
Okay. Wow. So a lot of people are claiming that they're archangels, like in the Jedi group, or I'll run into people that they're angel this or angel that. Is that true? Are they part of that angel's consciousness? Like, how does that work?
Yes, that can very well be possible, and it is possible. I mean, it is happening. You'll just have to fill it out and see who's claiming it and what they can do, what they're talking about, how they're, saying certain things.
Yeah.
Because you can feel somebody's full of shit right away.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, and right now we're at the point where a lot of people that know that they're lying won't even say things to certain people, because they'll already know they'll be fucking felt out, or they'll be caught and exposed. So don't come to me talking about you're this or you're that, because I ain't the one. And you might even get yourself in even worse trouble.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I'm just telling the truth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people are telling me all the time that they're angels, and I just look at them like, really? Uh-huh. Now, I have a friend that could be working with an angel. So anyways, I have a friend. How are our memories wiped out? Like when we sleep, when we're on missions, or when we have our other lifetimes, our memories are wiped out to bring us back to this life, whatever we're doing. How does that work?
That's all Daddy's doing.
Okay.
He's the one that lets us remember or not. It's all
Okay.
him. I trust me. I complain all the time too.
Okay, because sometimes we'll have a dream. Let's say it's like a mission kind of a dream, and we might remember just a few seconds of it, but we don't remember the whole thing. It's a
Mm-hmm.
little frustrating, but they're probably real experiences, but we're not supposed to remember them.
You right, and you will remember them when the time comes. That's what happens to me all the time.
Right.
When he sends me on missions, while I'm doing the mission, I'll remember, the other missions, and then I'll be like, oh shit, so this goes there, and that blah 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 blah, and it all comes together. This is another reason why he doesn't tell me everything because I got a big mouth, right? And I expose people, and I don't give a shit. I don't care what nobody says. If Daddy tells me you're CIA, you're CIA.
Okay. Okay.
If Daddy tells me you're cabal, you're cabal. If Daddy tells me you're a pedophile, you're a pedophile. If Daddy tells me this, if Daddy tells me that, then it is what it is.
Right.
Now all I have to do is wait for the validation, which always happens. Always. Don't Daddy's got a weird validation thing going on now, doesn't he? My bad, Daddy. I didn't mean to call you weird.
Well, we're gonna see everything happening, so it is super exciting.
Yeah,
Super exciting.
very.
All right, so as far as the memory thing goes, don't worry about it because we can't change it anyways. Kind of, and we're gonna
Yeah.
know more when we get our new bodies, our crystalline bodies, we'll know more. So, yay.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, listen. He's been telling me for years that even the portal jumping and all the stuff that I've been doing. He tells me that I've been doing it all my life. And it's like, why the fuck don't I remember this shit, right? And then for the last 4 or 5 years, it's been clearer and clearer that that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And now it's like we just go. We don't ask no questions. Who knows more than us? Daddy knows everything. So me knowing some of the things that I know as far as not being able to be killed or not being able to die and all this other shit, I'm gone. Where you want me to go? I'm gone. Go take care of this. Go take care of that. Go visit this person. Go hit that person up. Go heal this. Go heal them. I ain't listen, I'm gone. Go repopulate the earth and the universe. Shit.
So you multiplied yourself by like 100, like a year or two ago, right? So
No, it was longer than that. It was in 2017.
okay.
I just talked about it recently.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I wanted to do more, but Dad said no. Just like I wanted to have more than 1,000 chambers, and Dad said no. And I said we're going to need more than 1,000 chambers, and he's like, oh, so you know more than me? No, Daddy, I'm cool. My bad.
That's great.
Right. Me and Daddy got that. We got that. We got that bond that is nothing like it. And
Yeah.
even B gets out the way. He was like, man, I ain't getting in the middle of that.
Right. Cool.
So
So cool. All
it
right.
is.
Somebody sent me something, maybe yesterday, Gina Marie Calvin, I think her name is, the one that was chosen to do the UFO videos and channel. So I didn't watch the video because I didn't have that kind of time, plus, blah, blah, blah for an hour. But she basically, the title of the video was Two Major Battles Are Taking Place Right Now or this month around the sun. And she was showing like images and all that. And I said to the person that sent it to me, whoa, there's way more than two major battles going on. But that is legit, right? What she was showing.
Well, which son was it? That's my question.
Ooh,
And
yeah,
we all know that the sun ain't where she thinks it is. And the ship's been in our atmosphere since forever. So the battle is we're literally wiping out all the forces here on Earth and those that wish to come in.
yeah,
So that's just it's I wouldn't say two major battles. That's the big battle, period.
yeah.
And we've already won. Is what I'm saying. This is over. So we're walking into it, and then picking up the stragglers, or what do you call them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're picking them up and sending them off, and some got to do the whole. Some have to do the Galactic Tribunal too. So, um, by the way, isn't she supposed to be on some other planet somewhere now, right now? Why is she still around?
I don't know. I couldn't sit there for an hour watching that. So I just wanted to ask, like, cause basically there's a lot more stuff going out there than she's talking about. And
Yeah.
maybe she doesn't have her consciousness hasn't been expanded enough. So,
Well, you're gonna find that a lot of people are getting real good videotape, and then they try to interpret things with their understanding, and it don't work.
okay.
It don't work. Just if I was y'all, I would just film the shit, and that's it. Don't even say nothing. Don't assume shit, because then you get egg in your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, like Daddy told me one time when I asked about a couple years ago, I would take snapshots of videos and ships and all that stuff, and Daddy would say, "That's your ship. That's one of yours. That's a dark one. Take it out." Blah 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 blah. So then it became more and more of they're yours. They're yours. Those are yours. Oh, those are yours too. Oh, those are yours too. And it's like, huh? All these ships are mine? He's like, yes, they're yours. What he said was, if I own everything, no, what he said was, everything belongs to me. So since he said that, well, if it belongs to you, then it belongs to me too, right? And since it belongs to me, it belongs to all of us. And that's just the way that I say it that way, so that we don't get people saying, "Oh, he's da, 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 da." So anyway, all the good ships, right? All the ships belong to Daddy and I. I'll just say it that way.
Okay, cool. But everything you do is for the people.
Right.
Right. So that's the
I've
difference.
I've proven it over and over again.
Right.
And if fast forward 8+ years of me doing this crazy shit, right? Because it's crazy. If you're not convinced now, then something's wrong with you as a person, as a being, because I've been showing everybody that this is very real. My job is to liberate the earth. My job is to save all your asses, and I'm not stopping until it's done. Plus, I want to be able to have a beautiful area where all of our children can grow and not have to worry about being taken or eaten or violated.
Right.
So that's why we're doing this first event here now, because Daddy wants to make a point with it, and people already try to interfere with it, and it's like, do you realize who and what you're interfering with? I
I'm
don't
sure
think
they
so.
don't. Yeah, I don't think they do. Yeah.
Right. So we're going to have more kid events, because there'll be more kids. There'll be more kids, especially the ones that were already taken, the ones that already been murdered, right? what happens with all these kids when they return? What's going to happen with them if they return? If they return as kids, that is, right?
Right, right.
We're going to need fun places for them to party, to hang out and play.
Okay.
So we're going to build all that stuff. That's what we're doing.
Somebody needs to take over the Disney Corporation and make it wholesome and educational and fun, you know?
Yeah, it's all happening. As far as Disney, the last time I checked, they're getting wiped out. Walmart's, they're going to get repurposed too. So there's a lot of, Amazon, they're all getting repurposed. CNN's getting repurposed. Different groups, Apple, all types of different companies. Daddy wants me to take ownership of them, and I will. There's no way around it.
Excellent. Excellent news.
Yeah.
Excellent news. All right. Question about Atlantis. Okay, so how large was Atlantis? Did it cover the entire, like, we have a district and then we have the Earth. What did it cover our entire district / Earth?
It didn't cover almost the entire Earth,
Okay.
more than half of it, and that's there's the last time I checked, there was about, I think it was 42 different districts. I gotta look at it again. I haven't looked at it in a while.
Okay. I thought you said 24 districts. That's why I'm asking.
I think you're right, and there was 42 moons or suns. I forgot.
Yeah. There were 24 districts and 48.
Each one of them had 2 suns. That's what it was.
Yeah. Okay. So Atlantis covered up almost all of Earth. And who built up Atlantis and how did it fall, or why did it fall?
It was like they were basically Lemurians, which were Martians, if you would. Different civilizations throughout the universe came and went. And that's the reason why it's gone, is because of the battle that they had, blah, blah, blah. All of that shit is going to get revealed too. Like, I don't even focus about none of that shit no more.
Okay.
Because we have problems right now that need to be taken care of, so that we don't get annihilated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Martians are the ones that put the dome over where we're at now, the glass dome that was here, because of their battle on Mars, about 2 billion years ago. So the spacecraft that's in Antarctica is 2 billion years old. And then that same group is the ones that put the glass dome over this district after they landed to protect it. So there's but then after they did that, then the reptiles came in and used it as a safe haven, if you will, a stronghold.
Thank you for saying that, because I was like, I thought the reptilians were using the dome and they herded all the people under it, like, now you're trapped, but that was like, it wasn't the reason the dome was there in the first place.
Right. That's what ended up happening. And then, they had all these booby traps, which is why nobody was able to come in until the guy over in Destin woke the fuck up. Did what he had to do.
Yep. Okay. So 2 more Atlantean questions. Did they work with crystals?
Yes. Similar to what I got going on right now. Yes.
Okay. So a good book I read on Atlantis was by Dolores Cannon, and she described the cities, and they were crystalline and they were beautiful, but they eventually became a little bit corrupted, as time went on.
Right. Okay. So you're seeing what happens to corrupt things,
right,
and corrupt people. They die and fade away, or they get replaced, or they get killed or whatever. Same thing, but same thing. However, the same thing that powered the Atlantis vehicles is the same thing that is powering everything that we're getting ready to produce, which is consciousness. So that's why I already have the chips once everything's said and done, you put the chips inside of the new devices that we got going on, and you're already ahead of the game because you decided to get some chips from Smarty.
Right. Chips. Chip and dip. It sounds amazing. Yeah. Yeah. And so the cubes and the chips are going to power everything.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, did space arcs are they associated with Atlantis?
They're a lot older. They're a lot older than Atlantis.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, they belong to us too.
Okay. Okay.
They're far. The Atlantis didn't have access to them. However, they were there.
Okay. Good answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything is happening because there's a new energy to the earth.
Right. Trying to be calm. Trying to be calm. Okay. You talked about the Russians' ships, so they're really allies, if you'll put it that way. Allies
Yeah.
against Israelis.
Well, if they start hitting targets here in the U.S., just pay attention to what targets they are.
Right. Right. Okay. And they usually pinpoint the targets. They're not just going to carpet bomb like the Israelis do.
Right.
Okay.
With precision, like me.
Yes, exactly.
I never miss, ever.
Okay. Twin flames, are they a real thing? Like, can you explain that a little bit?
Um, they I mean, that's a made up term if you ask me, because Daddy made us to reproduce. Okay, he made everybody to reproduce, especially the men, the chosen ones. They're to reproduce. That's why some of us will be reproducing in the way that Daddy sees fit because of what our children will be doing. So I don't see twin flames being a thing when you have um, multiple partners to do exactly what we were made to do. However, twin flames could be real for you if that's what you want because you create your own shit. Doesn't mean that that's was something Daddy wanted. Who knows at this point? As far as twin flames, people were just using that because back in the day, people were so fucking lonely they needed something to make up. So now you're waiting for this twin flame that never fucking comes because all of the good guys you just let fucking walk by you, you're waiting for a twin flame when your job is to reproduce. So you see where I'm going with it?
Yeah. So basically, it is a new age term, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
new age basura, trash. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It's and the intel providers in that genre are that they'll put out newsletters, dear beloveds, blah blah blah, twin flame, blah blah blah. Not true, is what you're saying. Okay.
All right. So let me say this. You got a twin flame and you guys got a twin flame thing going on, right?
Yeah.
You're my twin flame, I'm your twin flame. And then next thing you know, your ass gotta go have a kid to this other person over here. So is she your twin flame too? You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like I said, we are to multiply and be fruitful. That's what Daddy says. So if he wants you to reproduce with somebody else, there's nothing happening. There's nothing stopping it. Nothing's getting in the way. Because that individual that you're about to give birth to, although you have a twin flame over here, is what Daddy's really after. Because that little individual that's getting ready to give birth is going to do amazing things for the people. So how can you stay with one twin flame knowing that now?
I got that, but here's a secondary question. Will everyone be happy in this arrangement is, I guess, the big question.
Well, yes, because everybody's going to realize the way we were really intended to be. As far as Kings, speaking of myself, my job is to multiply and be fruitful. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Whether people disagree with it or not, that's irrelevant. My children will be super powerful, and I don't have just one queen. If that's what everybody wanted to know, because they're hearing all this shit, which is cool. It's not going to be one queen. Okay. For instance, the reptilian queen, she had multiple males. She had multiple male queens. I mean, they weren't even kings. They were just mates. Because why? She was building an army. You see where I'm going? She was building an army, and that army is what we are cleaning up right now. So Daddy is building an army, and I happen to be the king of that army. And my children will be the soldiers that will be strictly controlled by Dad.
Okay.
You got it? So there's no twin flames here.
Okay. So, so isn't there a quicker way to build an army? Like, you know, we talked about how you can have a child by putting your hands together or doing whatever. There's multiple methods that we don't even know about. Why don't we do that?
The problem with that is not everybody has those abilities yet. That's something that's coming down the line.
Down the line. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if I was able to do that now, I wouldn't have the headaches that I have.
And they're just beginning.
And they're just beginning.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I got a 12-year-old that'll be here in a couple of days, and she's the worst.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, you can't, you know, when you understand what we were made for and what we were made to do and how we are moving into the future, and some of our children are going to be super leaders, not only on Earth but other places. You know, then everybody will start to understand and be okay with it all, and they'll be happy because now they have purpose that they never thought they had.
Okay.
So
it's my guess that once we get the crystalline bodies, our memories, and our consciousness expanded, we'll understand this more than we do now.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. And there won't be no arguments because Daddy will tell everybody directly. You know, you don't have to hear from Smarty because Daddy's going to tell you. Okay. This is what it is. This is what it is. I need y'all two to go do this and do that and bring back this child.
But it almost feels a little creepy because we don't know. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. So we'll know at that point. It'll be good.
We don't have a choice at the end of the day. I mean, you do, but then you'll be like Jonah. Who wants to be Jonah? I don't. Hell no, I am not going to be Jonah.
Okay.
You see me? I run around doing what Daddy wants me to do, whether I like it or not.
True.
So I'm not. You know, it is what it is.
Yep.
It is what it is, and everybody's going to be taken care of. That's the main part. The main part is everybody's going to be taken care of. Everybody's going to realize what they didn't understand and didn't realize. So it's going to be easier for us to do our task. Whether it be standing in line or holding doors open for people as they go into the chambers, or making sure people eat down the road, or make sure people have places to stay, or whatever it is. We have a lot of work to do. So some of the shit that people are worried about right now is just going to fade away because everybody's going to be focused on helping.
Okay. Makes
I'm
sense.
even going to, yeah, I'm even going to put posters all around the country and the world, for that matter, saying "Help somebody today." What we're going to do is we're going to make helping people so freaking common that not helping somebody will make you feel like shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So that's where we're going with that.
okay. I saw a video recently where this guy would abduct a little boy. It was staged. He'd put his hand over his mouth and grab him into an alley, and literally not one person looked up or intervened. Not one. And I don't know where it was, but I was really shocked.
Yeah, I saw that video too.
Yeah, you might have even put it out. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, I just put one out this morning where the guy takes an 11-year-old kid and chokes him and molests him in the alleyway and then takes off.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I posted it this morning, and the guy that was talking on the video was saying, "Hey, you gangbangers are shooting people for no reason at all. How about you go shoot this motherfucker?"
Yeah,
Which I'm all for it. Take him out.
yeah. Wow, wow.
We don't need people like that walking around in these streets no more.
No.
They're the ones that are involved in taking the children too and doing worse things to them. So I would put something in place where you're literally executed on the spot if you're caught. Kind of like what Russia's doing, huh?
Yeah. Well, you have a team of like angels or whatever that drop down and say, sorry, take them away. Tribunal right then and there.
Right. So that being said, that's what the type of the protection that my children will have and others, certain others, kind of like some of the Jedis and some of the crew members now, the protection that we have is like that from dad.
Yeah.
Anything that comes across, dad just takes it out where you won't even know you had a problem.
Awesome.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's like that's B, Jazz, Cisco, Johnny Boy, David Adair. We are protected by dad. There's nothing going to happen to us. Maybe a little bit of old age and shit like that, but that's only a frequency until we realize that it's, that's been the case, and then we start changing our mindsets.
Right, right.
So a lot of the shit that people think is norm or think is bad is totally not. It's going to be changed where you're gonna love to be in the position you're in.
All right.
So that's why I don't, certain things go in this year and go out that year, because I don't have time for it. I have to do what I have to do.
Okay. I know you were out, I think it might have been yesterday, on jet skis working on the sharks, the dolphins, and the whales. I think you put some videos out. So I know there were mechanical sharks out there. So when I think of that, I think of some bad guys. Now they got scars, they got eye patches, they're really ugly, and they release all these mechanical sharks. They're in like a submarine.
James Bond.
So they release mechanical sharks, and what's the purpose of these sharks? Like, why would they create mechanical sharks?
They were created just to keep people out of this area. They were unleashed to keep people out of this area.
Because you're there, you're here. Yeah.
Pretty much. And when you think of mechanical sharks, you have to understand the capabilities and the technology that these individuals have.
Right.
Look at Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can make you look very, very real.
Right.
I just found out that the guy that's building my house, his daughter was the one that pulled the other young lady from the water.
Wow.
And that the shark could have got his daughter too. And
so she's pretty brave.
Yeah, so I told her, I said nothing was going to happen to her anyway. I told him nothing was going to happen to her anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
And as I'm talking to him, I've already seen the young lady's limbs regrow back. So
good.
Yeah, it's going to be. See, the bad guys do a lot of bad things to mess people up, but it also works out in our advantage because of what we're going to do with it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So I think you said you were training the dolphins and maybe the whales to combat these mechanical sharks. And
Yeah.
we had done a command, I think, to take care of it. I think it was yesterday. My memory's a little blurry. So that's like it's under control. So no one needs to have fear anymore.
Oh, you mean like the way you guys commanded Pitulum to say King Smarty on Dr. Salas's next video?
She said frequencies. That was the coolest, wasn't it? That was the
Yeah,
cool.
they won't believe us anyway because we're crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
What happens is that the dolphins and the whales have abilities, and we enhance them to defeat the sharks and the mechanical sharks, and also the dark sharks. And we even had the sharks that were light go after the dark sharks, but then we also had to change the frequency of the dark sharks so that they wouldn't compromise the light sharks as they consume them. So we got so many things going on. It's like I just do it because sitting here trying to explain all this shit is like
It's very interesting. Like I think my daughter had done a video and she told me about these sharks like a year ago. And I didn't probably ask enough questions, but
yeah.
yeah, so interesting, right?
It's like going into a cave and telling a caveman all this shit.
Yeah.
He's just gonna wait for you to leave. Woo, I'm glad they're gone.
Oh, you're locking up. That's funny. Okay. So we have
I'm glad they're gone. That was some crazy shit. I know. I'm trying to eat.
Okay. Two more questions and then I'll let you go. So thank you for taking care of those sharks. That was interesting. So actually, three more questions. So all dolphins have the ability to handle the dark sharks and the mechanical sharks. So that's been given to them now. Ooh,
Yeah.
so that means they're super helping out in the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we ride them a lot, me and B.
Oh.
Yeah, Daddy sends us on missions, and then we gotta ride the whales back and the dolphins to shore, and they sit there and laugh at us, and it's wild stuff. Wild stuff.
So when you ride a dolphin, are you in that body or are you in your galactic body?
Yeah, the galactic body.
Oh wow, how cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, wait until all this stuff. Wait until all this shit happens. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. Okay. Somebody just asked about, are there mechanical pit bulls? I know we've seen robotic like attack dogs or machines, but I think there's mechanical everything out there, isn't there?
Yes. Unfortunately, some real bad people put things in place to create all types of fear and all that stuff because of how they were harnessing the illusion,
Yeah.
the fear factor and all that stuff. Those are energies that they feed off of. So, they got the little minions here creating all these type of things.
Okay. Right. So let's say I have my charm on, my bracelet, my rings, and I'm out swimming in a lake, river, ocean, whatever. Okay, so we've got a radius of 1,000, but it's rainbowed out with the frequencies. But I'm touching drops of water that are touching other drops of water that are touching other drops of water. So how far does that healing from my swimming with the jewelry on, how far does that radiate out?
The whole body of water.
All right. So let's say I swim in the Atlantic. I go swim for an hour.
The whole body of water, it just gets diluted the farther it goes out. So
Okay.
as you swim, that bubble of energy goes with you. It just gets weaker as you go by.
Oh, so cool. So
Yep.
cool. So it would really behoove, now we don't want to lose the jewelry, obviously. You only want to swim with what, but this stuff, I've had this bracelet on, let's say for over 2 years. I have not taken it off ever. Swimming, yoga, the whole thing. So I swim with certain pieces of jewelry on all the time and tell it to go out to maximum range. So if we swim with it in a pool, we're helping to heal the people. If we swim in a lake, we're healing the fish or whatever. That is so cool.
Yep. Yep. I even have swimming trunks that I'm designing, and some of the frequencies in the swimming trunks are shark repellent.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Super cool.
yeah, the reason why I made that up a couple of years ago, there was an individual from Australia who there was an increase of shark attacks in his area.
Yeah.
So he contacted me and he asked me what to do. And I made him a hologram and I said, here, put this into your orgonite pieces and drop them all around that area.
Yeah.
No more shark attacks.
Cool. So cool. So
Yep.
cool. All right. So swim with your jewelry if you can. And so the ocean is so darn big, it would take people all around the coast to really affect it. But every little drop that we improve is a drop that we've improved. So yay. Okay. Differences in the modern and newest charms and wands that you've got out there. I mean, I know you're bringing out products like crazy. So when someone goes to pick a wand, like what should they look for? Like we want them all usually.
Yeah. So I mean it's totally up to you. You can see that they're obviously made differently. Some are more powerful than others as far as the healing and what they can do.
Yeah.
And then some are shaped as pens, easy to store. Some are smaller. So it all depends on what your preference is because they pretty much all do the same thing. Some of the limited editions are more powerful, and then the taller crystal ones are more powerful because you got more mass there. So it's basically is whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, these are tools. You're the natural tech, like I said earlier today. So whatever you think you're capable of, these tools will help you get to that point where you put the wand down and then you do it. That's what they've been designed to do.
Right.
This
You don't
this
actually need a wand, but the wand is a tool. It makes it quicker, easier, and more powerful.
until you realize you can do it yourself. Yes. Otherwise, you'll be struggling for a little bit because people have a lot of self-doubt for some reason. So my tools were designed so that you can see that I can do exactly what I say I can do.
Right.
That's literally what they are for.
Right.
However, each tool, each device, you guys can enhance it with your own thoughts and your own abilities and your own commands. So I've always said it. They're only tools to get you where you need to be.
Perfect. And
That's
right
what it
now
is.
there's a super sale this week until I think it's Sunday on I think it's the R1, the long metal skinny ones, 2 for $50. So for those that are out there complaining about the cost of the products, like you can get 2 healing wands for $50 and give one away. So that's
Yep,
cool.
yep. And
Okay.
thank you all very much for participating in everything that I do,
Yeah.
and especially healing the people because that's what I love to do the most.
Right. Okay. We have a Jedi friend that asked the best way to combat and diffuse severe vertigo.
Just slap the shit out of them.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Just replace the brain. There's nothing that can't be fixed. So replace the brain and then make them realize that the brain was replaced. And that's that. So everybody go ahead and tag that individual. We don't need to know who it is. Just tag them and do just that.
Done. Done. Yeah, thank you guys for doing that. Also a comment that you should design a wetsuit that's got shark repellent in there. That would be cool.
We already have those type of suits. They're on my ships.
Ooh. Okay. Okay, cool.
You see why I'm tired of this shit down here?
Thank you for being patient with us, okay? Because we don't know. We don't know.
Hey, it's my job, and I love what I do.
Yeah.
Every single thing that I do.
Yep. Yep. Okay, cool.
So,
All right. I think the last question, unless something else pops up, where do the pieces of the moon go as the moon goes through its phases? Now, we were taught that it's a shadow, and that's why it looks like it turns into a crescent, then it turns big again. The person asked where do the pieces go?
there's no such thing of pieces of the moon. What happens is the sun and the moon are circling like this.
A flat
And-
rotation.
Yeah, and as it circles, it just fades out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't know where you got the piece of shit from, but that ain't.
Well, I was like, well, and again, so we've been taught wrong. So I asked the question because
No, I mean, we can make it disappear again if you guys want. I don't have a problem doing that shit.
not until it's time.
Let's do another 10 days. Fuck it.
Right now?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay. So everybody watch for the next 10 days. Today's the 12th of June. So we're looking until June 22nd for the moon to come back, or
10
25th.
days of darkness. Let's go.
Woo! All right. So everyone go outside tonight. Send us your reports. Let's find out what's happening here with the moon.
Yeah. Well, if Daddy allows us to do it, it will do it. It will happen.
Okay. Okay.
So let's go.
Okay. I believe that was my last question that I have for you today. Anything else you want to share with us?
There's a lot of things happening, a lot of good things happening. The Federal Reserve is dead in the water, and the evidence of that is literally here. So we're going to witness the new bills come out. They have to make announcements as if their life depends on it, because it actually does. So they don't have no choice but to start releasing the wealth, start paying people, start the appointments for the lower levels, and start the the exchanges and the breaking down of all of the fraudulent court systems and laws. All of it is going away. A lot of it. You guys are going to be freer than you thought. So this is why I say we're going to be free to be able to do anything we want to do along Daddy's guidelines. And as long as we don't hurt nobody and build things that are safe, we won't have a problem. Lots of people all around the world are going to come together and rebuild this earth. And if you're a racist person, you won't do well with all of the changes that will be happening worldwide, because we were all built to love each other. So those type of individuals are going to fade away, and nobody's going to want to communicate with them. So if you're seeing this and you have those issues, or your family members do, warn them ahead of time, because we are going to be biracial planet-wide. So those things are to come. And the debt forgiveness is also cranking up, where people are just going to wake up with zero debt. That's what's happening too right now. And as far as the cabal and the remaining satanic Rothschilds and all that, they're all being hunted down, and we don't miss. B, you heard what B just said. We're moving into phase 2 already of the Great Intimidation. So I'm looking forward to that. The Angelics are still kicking asses. We may be releasing some more later on, just not sure. Daddy's been surprising us with that. And he's doing it at a certain time. So that's happening. Lots of things are happening. Just stay in love, be loved, take care of each other, take care of your families. If you're having any issues with anybody, just make amends, clean that shit up, because we got a lot of work to do and we can't be bickering about bullshit while we're moving into the new reality. Okay. That's very, very important to keep your vibration high right now, because we all know that the attack's been rampant lately.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is another reason why Dad has released the angelic forces to combat them, because they're the ones doing it. That being said, everybody, keep up the good work. I love you guys, and my job don't stop here.
Thank you so much, Smarty. I appreciate all your time for us.
Yep, you too. I appreciate you too. Everybody give Sue a round of applause for doing her fantastic work.